Perhaps the most startling political pronouncement of 2025 came from none other than Donald Trump himself. Maybe we'll make a special deal with China. This wasn't a casual musing, it was a statement that reverberated through the world, amidst a backdrop of multi-billion-dollar trade wars, the near collapse of major American companies, and the growing economic and political dominance of Asia. Trump, once the champion of aggressive tariffs, who famously imposed a 10% general tariff on Chinese imports, escalating it to a staggering 145% in certain sectors, and who rallied his base with promises of bringing American manufacturing back home, is now signaling a dramatic shift. So, what has prompted this apparent about-face? The answer lies in the harsh realities faced by the American people. The promises made on the campaign trail have collided with the stark reality of empty refrigerators and soaring price tags. Consumers are grappling with the increased cost of everything: food, cars, clothing, technology, essentially footing the bill for a high-stakes political bluff. On Wall Street, investors are celebrating the mere suggestion that Trump might reduce tariffs, recognizing that the ongoing trade tensions are not only crippling China but also destabilizing the global economy. This, however, is not just about economics, it's a calculated election strategy, a tactical retreat, and perhaps, a quiet victory for Chinese President Xi Jinping. Xi didn't need to shout his triumph. He simply waited, endured, and ultimately, prevailed. Trump's bluster, his threats, and his punitive tariffs were met with China's strategic silence, and yet, investment continues to flow into Beijing, supply chains remain anchored in China, and China, not Washington, is increasingly setting the rules of the game. In essence, a single word from Xi Jinping: we have waited. We have endured. Now it is our turn, encapsulates the quiet revolution that has unfolded. Let's dissect the consequences of Trump's tariff policies. The American consumer has been hit hard. Food prices have skyrocketed, the used car market has contracted, and the cost of imported goods, from clothing to electronics, has surged by an average of 17%. The short-term pain Trump promised has morphed into a prolonged economic squeeze, potentially alienating voters. This pain extends beyond measures against China, permeating the entire global supply chain. American businesses, from agriculture to retail, have passed on rising costs to consumers, creating a domino effect of inflation. Against this backdrop, Trump's announcement that tariffs on China would be significantly reduced but not eliminated signals a strategic retreat. A senior White House official suggested that the current 145% tariffs could be slashed to 50 to 65%, acknowledging that the initial escalation was unsustainable. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent echoed this sentiment, stating that the trade war had effectively created an embargo between the two economies, a far cry from the intended goal of trade rebalancing. His remarks triggered a Wall Street rally, with major U.S. stock indexes reaching their daily highs, and Asian stocks also surging. In response, Chinese Ministry of Commerce spokesperson He Yadong issued a pointed statement: whoever rings the bell should solve it. He emphasized that the U.S. initiated the tariffs and should now dismantle them, advocating for resolution through equal dialogue. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Hu Jiaqin further clarified that no formal consultations or negotiations on tariffs had taken place, contradicting Trump's claims. The conflicting messages from the Trump administration underscored the uncertainty surrounding the situation. While Bessent saw an opportunity for a deal, China insisted on the removal of pressure as a prerequisite for negotiations. Trump, however, reverted to his hardline stance, accusing China of defaulting on Boeing orders and engaging in long-term economic sabotage. Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg confirmed the cancellation of aircraft deliveries, a tangible consequence of the trade war. Meanwhile, China is actively working to retain foreign investors, organizing roundtables, and projecting an image of stability and strength. Xi Jinping's recent Southeast Asian tour reinforced China's role as a reliable partner. However, China's economic vulnerabilities are also apparent, and some experts believe that negotiations will eventually be necessary. The online mockery of Trump's potential tariff reduction on Chinese social media highlighted the national pride and defiance among Chinese users. This situation is not merely an economic dispute, it's a power struggle. both Trump's electoral strategy and Xi Jinping's global positioning are being reshaped. The tariffs have also triggered a domestic legal crisis, with 12 state governments suing the Trump administration for exceeding its authority under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. New York Attorney General Letitia James accused Trump of causing inflation, unemployment, and economic devastation. As Trump grapples with legal challenges and economic fallout, he is also seeking to forge a new trade partnership with India, aiming to reduce dependence on China. Negotiations are underway, with a potential deal by fall 2025. However, India has made it clear that it will not be rushed or pressured. This new strategic balance with India is crucial for reshaping global supply chains and sending a clear message to China. Trump's potential tariff reduction is now a political imperative, aimed at appeasing both Wall Street and Main Street before the election. However, this move could damage his tough-on-China image. Is this a victory for Xi Jinping? Perhaps not, but it's a stark reality check for the U.S. In trade wars, perception matters as much as numbers. What do you think? Is this a sign of weakness or a calculated electoral maneuver? We welcome your comments. Thank you for watching.